Okay, before we start, you need to do two things. You need to put your hair back. If you're working in this kitchen, you need to put your hair back. If you're not working in this kitchen and you're at home, then that's up to you and your parents. I personally, when I'm at home, I don't put my hair back. But when I'm here, and if I was cooking with, if you're in my lab, then you have to put your hair back with the girls. So, okay, then the next thing you do is wash your hands. So I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to use dish soap, or I'm using hand soap here. I'm going to use that, and then here I'm going to use paper. I'm going to use paper towel. Now I'm ready to start cooking. Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you what I expect from your at-home muffin lab. I'm going to do it here at school in my muffin lab. So let's start. So for today, your first lab is going to be blueberry muffins. And what I need you to do is you're going to start and you're going to take everything out of your kitchen that you need, or all the equipment and the ingredients that you need out of your kitchen. This is called mise en place. Mise en place, it means to put everything in its place, to get organized. So we're going to do that real quick, so bear with me while I grab stuff out of the kitchen. I need my cooking spray, my flour and sugar. I need baking powder. And then from the refrigerator, I'm going to grab the milk and eggs. And I believe that is all that I need. Oh, and I need to get my blueberries. So you can make at home any kind of muffin. I'm going to give you a blueberry muffin recipe, but you could substitute chocolate chips for the blueberries if you have those on hand and not blueberries. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read my entire recipe. I need 1 cup of milk, 1 egg, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, ½ a cup of frozen blueberries, 2 cups all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, and ½ a cup of sugar. Then the next thing I read, it says preheat my oven to 400. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So on my oven, your oven's going to be different than mine, but I'm going to go ahead and get that started. Okay, and so that it says tells my time that I have. Then I have to get a large bowl. I need to stir together flour, make a well, add liquid, spoon batter into a muffin cup, and bake in preheat oven. So I'm going to get my muffin tins out, which this one calls for mini muffins, but I want to do regular size. So you can just substitute that. Just know you'll have to adjust your recipe if you choose to change it. So I'm going to spray my baking dish. I do it over a sink or over a trash can. That way it doesn't get all over your kitchen floor. So then I'm going to get my bowl out. Now I'm not going to do this for you every lab, but I am going to do it for you today. Okay, so it says, in a large bowl, stir together milk, egg, oil, and blueberries. So milk, I need 1 cup of milk. I need my liquid measuring. I'm going to grab my measuring cups out. And my measuring spoons. I'm going to grab a big spoon. I need to get my oil. I need my straight edge spatula. You guys can use a butter knife if you don't have one at home. And so I'm going to measure a cup of milk. So to measure accurately, I'll try to tilt it so you can see what I'm doing. So to measure it accurately, I'm going to get the cup, and here's the line, and I'm going to pour it in. And I need more milk. we go. Put the milk back so it stays nice and cold. You also want to practice something called CAYG. Do you know what that means? That means clean as you go. So you've learned two new things today. You've learned mise en place and you've learned CAYG. So when you're in your kitchen working at home, you're going to clean as you go. You're responsible for doing your dishes, not your mom and dad or your brother or your grandma and grandpa. You are. So I measured my oil, 1/3 cup, and I'm going to pour it in. I used the same liquid measuring that I used for the other one, for the milk. I'm going to crack my egg, and I'm going to put it into a different container. Now, because I've already used this and I don't need to use this anymore, I'm going to go ahead and just throw it in here so I don't have to make more dishes for myself. So I crack my egg, throw it in the trash. I'm going to get a fork out, and I'm going to stir. You pour it into it, you crack it into another container so that you don't get any shell in it. If you crack it and you have shell in it, then at that point you can stop what you're doing, take the shell out, and it doesn't get in your food. So the next thing I'm going to do, it says stir together flour, baking powder, and sugar. So I'm going to do 2 cups flour. I have my cups out. Remember, I scoop it. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, so I'll move things. I'm done with this, so it goes in here. I'm going to scoop it in here. My flour. And then I'm going to level it off. One. Whoa, did you see that? And two. So I'm done with the flour. Next, I need to add my baking powder and my sugar. So 2 teaspoons baking powder. Make sure you're using teaspoons, not tablespoons. So 2 teaspoons baking powder. And a 1/2 cup of sugar. Now with the sugar, you can just dip it right in, level it off, and throw it in. Okay? So, I'm going to mix it well. So it's going to look like this. And I'm going to make a well in it, which means like a little hole in the center. And I'm going to pour my liquid into it. Now on this recipe it says to add your blueberries with your vegetable oil, egg, and milk. I'm not. I'm going to wait and add them when I'm done. So now I'm going to stir until it's just moistened. So I'm not going to overstir. If you overstir it, it's going to become tough. So you take a 1/2 cup, and again, you're at home. So if you have blueberries and you want to add more blueberries, that's up to you. If you're in my class, then you would add 1/2 cup. So I'm going to add a little bit more because I'm going to take these home for my kids because my students are making them tomorrow. So, and it should look like that. You don't want to over stir because you really don't want to make your muffin mix purple. And again, I'm throwing away as I go. So now I'm going to spoon my mixture into my muffin pan, about 2/3 full. And remember, we've already sprayed it and it's ready to go. You can fast forward through this part and then you can start it back up when I'm sticking it in the oven if you want. Trying to get blueberries in every muffin and not have some without. And I want to use all the mix. So if you're still with me and listening, remember, mise en place means everything in its place. And CAYG means clean as you go. CAYG. Okay, so now you can get your rubber scraper out, whatever you need, and I like to not leave anything left in the bowl because that's just waste. You're just throwing money out the door if you keep it in the bowl. So I'm going to add to my muffin tins. Until it's all out. And my bowl is pretty much clear, and that's what I want your bowl to be like. We're not going to lick fingers even though we want to, we're not. We're going to stick it. That's telling me my oven's heated. We're going to stick it in the oven in the center rack. And we're going to set our timer for 20 minutes. Now, if you are making mini muffins, I know that 20 minutes is too long. I would start at 15 and then work and then go 17 or go add a couple more minutes each time. Big muffins, that would be 20 minutes. So I'm going to start my time. While they are baking, I am going to gather up all my dirty ingredients, or my dirty bowls. I'm going to make dishwater like you were taught. Oops, I lost you. Come this way, this way. And I'm going to make dishwater like I was taught in the Washing 101 module that you should have completed. Okay, so I'm running my hot water. I'm going to, well, that is running. I'm going to put my sugar away, my flour away, and my baking powder away. If I had milk, I would put that away, but I used it all. I'm going to put any measuring utensil that I did not use back into the drawer. If you didn't use them, you don't need to wash them. If you did use them, even for the flour, you need to wash them. I'm going to put my blueberries away. And see, I'm all cleaned up. I'm going to get a dish rag, I have my dish towel, and I'm going to start wiping down while I'm still getting more water in my sink. Now, hint, when you have a bunch of stuff on your counter, do not throw it on your floor. You are going to throw it into a trash can or your hand, and then you're going to put it into the trash can. Okay, so now I'm ready to do dishes. You don't need to watch me wash dishes. I will pause you, and then when we're taking them out of the oven, I will show you what to do. Okay, I've been checking the muffins. My timer's beeping. I'm going to turn my timer off. I'm going to open the oven door, pull it out. I have my oven mitt on. I have my toothpick. Okay, I'm going to stick it in and see how it came out clear? That means that they are done. I'm going to try another one. And just try a few of them to see, and it is coming out clear. So that means that they are done. So I will turn my oven off, and I will let them set for a minute while I get a knife. By knife, I mean butter knife. I will get a cooling rack. And you guys can let them cool. I just want to show you and not have to sit here and keep making my video. So I'm going to put them all on the cooling rack, let them cool, and then you can either eat them hot or you may eat them warm. But you take it around the sides of the muffin, and then the muffin should just pop out. All right, so have fun making these. Make sure your assignment, I will tell you exactly, bye.